Do these 7 simple routines daily and see significant changes instantly. You have carried a weight that was never meant to be yours, a physical and emotional burden that feels like an anchor in a storm. I want you to know that the cycle of deprivation ends today. We are not here to discuss the hollow promises of starvation or the frantic, desperate energy of extreme diets that leave you feeling more empty than when you started. Instead, we are stepping into a way of living that honors the vessel you inhabit. This is about reclaiming your vitality and making the most of every hour you are given. Before we go further into these life-altering shifts, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who is struggling in silence, and subscribe to this channel. When you engage with this community, you aren't just hitting a button. You are signaling to yourself and the world that you are ready to prioritize your well-being and get the best out of every day. What if the reason you haven't seen progress isn't because you lack willpower, but because you have been fighting against your own biology? Your body is not an enemy to be conquered. It is a complex, beautiful system that is currently crying out for balance. Think about the last time you felt truly energetic, clear-headed, and at peace with your reflection. If that memory feels like a distant dream, stay with me. We are going to bridge that gap. The first step in this restoration is the deliberate management of your first hour of light. Most people wake up and immediately flood their systems with the blue light of a phone screen or the jarring cortisol spike of caffeine on an empty stomach. This sets a tone of emergency for the rest of the day. Instead, I want you to consider the weight of the water you haven't been drinking. Is it possible that your hunger is actually a misplaced thirst? We often mistake the body's signal for hydration as a demand for calories. When you wake, before the world demands your attention, consume 16 ounces of room temperature water. This isn't just a physical flush, it is a declaration of care. It wakes up your metabolic engines without the stress of digestion. You might feel a sudden urge to reach for a pastry or a sugary cereal, but that is a ghost of a habit, not a requirement of your cells. Why do we let a clock tell us when to eat rather than listening to the internal hum of our own needs? The second pillar of this transformation involves the timing of your nourishment, specifically the concept of the feeding window. This is not about restriction, it is about rhythm. Imagine a factory that never closes for maintenance. Eventually, the machinery breaks down. Your digestive system is that factory. By allowing yourself a consistent 12 to 14-hour window of digestive rest, you give your body permission to move from storage mode into repair mode. This isn't a diet. It is a return to how our ancestors lived before the invention of the midnight snack. Does the thought of not eating after 8 p.m. scare you? Ask yourself why. Is it physical hunger, or is it a longing for comfort that food cannot actually provide? As we move deeper into this restoration, consider the third pillar, the architecture of your plate. Most of us have been taught to look at food through the lens of fear, counting every digit, obsessing over every gram as if health were a math problem to be solved rather than a life to be lived. But the body does not understand numbers, it understands signals. When you fill your plate, are you signaling safety or scarcity? To lose weight without the trauma of starvation, you must flood your system with high-volume, nutrient-dense greens and fibrous vegetables before anything else. This creates a physical sense of fullness that speaks directly to your nervous system. It tells your brain, we are safe. There is plenty. When the brain feels safe, it releases its grip on stored fat. Have you ever noticed how, after a meal of processed flour and sugar, you feel a strange, hollow desperation only an hour later? That is not hunger, that is a chemical scream. We must silence that scream with the steady, grounding presence of healthy fats and clean proteins. These are the building blocks of your hormones, the very messengers that tell your metabolism to speed up or slow down. If you are constantly cutting out fats, you are essentially starving your brain of the very fuel it needs to keep you happy. Why would you want to be thinner if it means being miserable and foggy-headed? This is where your journey becomes spiritual. It is an act of self-reverence to choose a piece of wild fish or a handful of walnuts over a bag of chemically flavored chips. You are choosing life. You are choosing to be present for your children, your work, and your dreams. If you feel a surge of emotion right now, a sense of relief that you don't have to suffer to be healthy, I want you to take that feeling and use it. Like this video right now to anchor that realization, and share it with someone who thinks they have to hurt themselves to look good. This community is where we stop the hurting and start the healing. The fourth step is perhaps the most overlooked, yet it is the silent engine of weight loss. The movement of your blood through non-exercise activity. We have been lied to. We've been told that if we don't spend 60 minutes gasping for air on a treadmill, it doesn't count. This is a falsehood that leads to burnout and injury. The truth is much more gentle. It is the 10-minute walk after a meal that flattens your glucose spikes. It is the choice to stand while you take a phone call. It is the movement that happens in the margins of your life. Every time you move your body, you are telling your lymphatic system to flush out the old and make room for the new. Do you feel stagnant? Does your body feel like a heavy coat you can't take off? The remedy isn't a marathon, it's a stroll. It's the consistent, rhythmic motion of a body that knows it is alive. Let us pause and reflect on the fifth step, which is the mastery of your sleep environment. You cannot lose weight in a body that is chronically stressed, and nothing stresses the body more than sleep deprivation. When you are tired, your levels of ghrelin, the hunger hormone, soar while leptin, the fullness hormone, plummets. You are literally biologically programmed to overeat when you haven't slept. Is your bedroom a sanctuary, or is it a second office? Is it filled with the glow of electronics that mimic the sun and trick your brain into staying awake? To heal, you must embrace the darkness. Your body does its deepest cleaning while you are unconscious. It is during those deep hours of rest that your growth hormone peaks, repairing muscle and burning fat. If you are sacrificing sleep for productivity, you are trading your long-term health for a short-term illusion. What would happen if you gave yourself permission to rest? The sixth step requires a radical shift in how you view treats. We often use food as a reward for surviving a hard day. I had a terrible meeting, so I deserve this cake. But look closer at that logic. Is it a reward to inflame your joints, cloud your mind, and stall your progress? A true reward is something that makes you feel better tomorrow, not just for 10 seconds today. We must redefine pleasure. Pleasure is the feeling of waking up without a headache. Pleasure is the ability to climb a flight of stairs without losing your breath. Pleasure is the confidence that comes from knowing you kept a promise to yourself. This brings us to the final, seventh step, the cultivation of a resilient mind. Your body will only go where your mind allows it. If you still see yourself as someone who always fails, or has bad genes, you will find a way to return to that identity. You must begin to speak to yourself with the kindness you would offer a dear friend. As we lean into this sixth transition, let us look closely at the invisible scripts that run through your mind during the hours of sunset. Why is it that the most intense cravings visit us when the house is still? It is because the silence of the evening often forces us to confront the emotional weight we have been carrying all day. We use food to muffle the sound of our own exhaustion. But I am asking you to listen to that exhaustion instead. Step 6 is the conscious replacement of emotional eating with sensory grounding. When the urge to graze without hunger strikes, realize it is a call for connection, not calories. Could it be that you are not hungry for bread, but hungry for peace? Instead of reaching for the cupboard, reach for a glass of warm herbal tea, or the feeling of cool air on your skin. This is a pattern interrupt for your soul. It resets the dopamine loop that has kept you trapped in a cycle of regret. Think of your body as a sacred garden. You would not pour salt onto fertile soil and expect roses to bloom. So why do we pour liquid sugars and artificial chemicals into our veins and expect vitality? Every sip of a sugary beverage is a moment where you are telling your metabolism to stop, to store, and to stagnate. But every sip of pure, clear water is a signal to flow. Do you feel the urgency in this? Your cells are waiting for your permission to thrive. They have been surviving on the scraps of convenience for too long. It is time to provide them with the abundance of nature. If you can feel the truth of this vibrating in your chest, if you feel a sense of hope rising where there used to be only desperation, then you are ready. This is the moment to share this video with one person, just one, who you know is struggling with their self-image. By helping them, you reinforce your own path. Subscribe to this space because we are building a sanctuary here, a place where health is not a chore but a homecoming. The seventh step is the most profound, yet the simplest to describe. It is the art of the intentional pause before the first bite. In our modern world, we eat while driving, while scrolling, while working, and while arguing. We are consuming food, but we are not tasting life. This disconnection is where the starvation feeling comes from, even when our stomachs are full. If your brain doesn't register the experience of eating, it will keep sending hunger signals. I want you to try something that may feel uncomfortable at first because of its simplicity. For the next 7 days, do not eat a single morsel while standing up or looking at a screen. Sit down. Look at the colors on your plate. Acknowledge the sun, the rain, and the hands that brought this nourishment to you. When you chew slowly, you are performing a miracle of biology. You are beginning the process of transformation. How often have you rushed through a meal only to realize you don't even remember the flavor? This lack of presence is a form of self-abandonment. When you choose to be present, you realize that you need far less to feel satisfied than you once thought. The extreme part of dieting usually comes from a place of self-hatred, a desire to punish the body into submission. But you cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. It is impossible. You can only grow into health through a series of small, loving choices. Does your heart beat faster when you think about the freedom that lies on the other side of this discipline? That is your spirit recognizing a truth it has always known. You are not a number on a scale. You are not the circumference of your waist. You are the energy that moves through those spaces. Let us revisit the internal dialogue of the fourth step, the movement of your blood. We often think of exercise as a way to burn off what we ate. This is a toxic relationship with movement. Instead, view movement as a way to celebrate what your body can do. Even if all you can do today is stretch your arms toward the ceiling and breathe deeply into your lower ribs, that is a victory. It is a movement toward the light. Why do we wait for a Monday or a new year to start living? The only moment that exists is the one happening right now, in the space between your heartbeats. If you have been waiting for a sign to start, this is it. Not a sign to starve, but a sign to nourish. Not a sign to run until you collapse, but a sign to walk until you find yourself. Every 45 seconds that passes is an opportunity to reset your intention. If you wandered off in your mind, come back. Come back to the sensation of your breath. Come back to the weight of your body in your chair. You are here. You are safe. You are capable. The desperation you felt at the beginning of this journey was merely misplaced energy. We are taking that energy and turning it into a slow-burning fire of consistency. Consistency is the quietest form of self-respect. It doesn't scream, it simply shows up, day after day, regardless of the mood or the weather. Are you willing to show up for yourself even when the initial excitement fades? Consider the impact of the fifth step again, the sanctuary of sleep. When you close your eyes tonight, visualize your body repairing itself. See the inflammation cooling, the cells regenerating, and the mind clearing. This is not just a biological process, it is a spiritual renewal. You are being washed clean of the day's stressors. If you wake up in the middle of the night, do not reach for your phone. Do not invite the chaos of the world back into your bed. Stay in the darkness. Let the darkness hold you. There is a deep, ancient wisdom in the night that we have forgotten. It is the wisdom of waiting. Weight loss is often a process of waiting for the body to trust that the famine is over. Once your body trusts you, it will let go of the excess. It will shed the weight as easily as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn. As we move through these steps, do you feel a shift in your perspective? Are you starting to see that health is not a destination but a way of traveling? The urgency you feel should not be a frantic urgency but a focused one. It is the urgency of a seed pushing through the soil. It is inevitable, but it requires the right conditions. You are providing those conditions now. You are the gardener in the garden. Throughout this process, remember to offer yourself affirmations that are rooted in reality, not just wishful thinking. Instead of saying, "I am thin," say, "I am becoming a person who honors my hunger and my fullness." Instead of saying, "I hate my body," say, "I am grateful for the strength this body has shown in carrying me this far." Can you feel the difference in the weight of those words? One is a lie that creates tension. The other is a truth that creates space. In the middle of this transformation, I want you to look at the palm of your hand and realize that every cell there is waiting for your next command. We are moving into the heart of the matter now, where the physical meets the metaphysical. The seventh step, which we touched upon, is not merely about presence. It is about the sanctity of the biological clock. Our bodies are tuned to the rising and setting of the sun, a celestial rhythm that we have ignored for the sake of convenience and artificial light. When you eat late into the night, you are asking your body to perform two opposite tasks, to rest and to work. This internal conflict creates a state of metabolic chaos. Why do we treat our bodies like machines that never need to cool down? Take a moment to feel the ground beneath your feet. Are you rushing toward a version of yourself that doesn't exist yet, or can you find the beauty in the person who is trying so hard right now? This is the emotional validation you have been starving for. It isn't the calories you lack, it is the recognition of your own effort. If you are finding value in this perspective, if you feel a sense of weights lifting from your spirit even before they lift from your frame, please like this video. Share it with the person you were 5 years ago, the one who was crying in the dressing room. Subscribe to this journey because we are not just changing shapes, we are changing lives. Your participation here is the fuel that keeps this message moving to those who are still lost in the woods of extreme dieting. Let us return to the third step, the architecture of the plate. Have you ever considered why we are drawn to colors? The vibrant red of a bell pepper, the deep purple of a cabbage, the lush green of spinach. These are not just aesthetic choices by nature. They are a visual language. Each color represents a different phytonutrient, a specific key that unlocks a different part of your immune system and your metabolism. When your plate is beige, the color of processed flour, fried oils, and refined sugars, You are speaking a language of depletion. Your body looks at a beige plate and prepares for a drought. It stores everything because it detects no life in the food. But when you present your body with a rainbow, you are announcing a season of plenty. You are telling your liver and your gallbladder that they have the tools they need to process, to clean, and to thrive. Why do we find it so difficult to choose the apple over the cracker? It is because the cracker has been engineered to bypass your fullness switch. It is a biological hijack. But you are reclaiming the cockpit. The fourth step, the movement of the blood, is your defense against this hijack. When you move, you increase your insulin sensitivity. This means that the food you do eat is used for energy in your muscles rather than being shunted into fat cells for long-term storage. Does it feel heavy to think about exercise? Then stop calling it exercise. Call it the circulation of joy. Call it the honoring of the limbs. When you walk, you are not just burning calories, you are massaging your internal organs. You are helping your heart pump the lifeblood to your furthest extremities. I have a question for you that might sting, but it is asked with the utmost love. If you achieved your perfect body tomorrow but your mind remained as critical and unkind as it is today, would you actually be happy? We both know the answer. The weight loss that lasts is the weight loss that happens alongside a massive expansion of the soul. This is why step 6, replacing emotional eating with sensory grounding, is the bridge to your new life. When you feel that familiar hollow ache in your chest that you usually fill with a snack, I want you to sit with it. What is that ache trying to tell you? Is it loneliness? Is it a need for creative expression? Is it a boundary you failed to set at work? Food can only numb the pain, it can never solve the problem. Every minute we spend together, your body is listening. It is shifting. It is deciding whether to trust the path you are laying down. Let us talk about the metabolic pattern interrupt of cold and heat. This is a secret known to those who live in harmony with the elements. Our ancestors did not live in climate-controlled boxes. Their bodies had to work to maintain a core temperature. When you expose yourself to a slightly cooler environment, or take a cool rinse at the end of your shower, you are activating brown fat, the type of fat that actually burns energy to create heat. It is like turning up the thermostat of your internal furnace. Is it uncomfortable for a few seconds? Yes. But in that discomfort, there is a profound awakening. You are reminding your body that it is capable of self-regulation. As we reach the midpoint of our teaching, I want to ask you, what is the one thing you have been told you must do that has always felt wrong in your gut? Perhaps it's the idea that you must eat breakfast when you aren't hungry, or that you must do high-impact jumping when your knees ache. I am giving you permission to listen to your gut over the gurus. Your body has a wisdom that no textbook can replace. If you feel a deep resonance with this message of self-trust, take a second to hit the like button. It tells the world that we are a community of people who are finished with being told to hate ourselves. Subscribe and stay with us because the second half of this routine is where the true transformation takes root. The seventh step, intentionality, extends to how you speak about your journey. Words are the vibrations that shape your reality. When you say, "I am on a diet," you are telling your brain that this is a temporary state of suffering. When you say, "I am nourishing my potential," you are telling your brain that this is a permanent state of evolution. Can you feel the shift in your shoulders when you change that phrasing? You are not losing something, you are gaining yourself. You are gaining the person you were always meant to be before the world told you that you weren't enough. Now, imagine the weight of the water we discussed in the first step. Picture it moving through your system like a clear mountain stream, washing away the residues of processed toxins and the heaviness of yesterday's regrets. This is the urgency of the present moment. You don't have to wait for the weight to be gone to feel light. You can choose lightness in your spirit right now. You can choose to forgive yourself for the binges of the past. You can choose to forgive the people who made you feel small. That forgiveness is a metabolic trigger. Stress hormones like cortisol are the primary drivers of abdominal fat. By letting go of a grudge, you are literally letting go of the weight around your middle. Is it possible that your body is holding on to weight because it feels it needs a physical shield against the world? If you have been hurt, if you have been overlooked, your body may be trying to protect you by creating distance. This is why our meditative journey is so vital. We must convince the body that it is safe to be seen. We must convince the cells that the armor is no longer required. You are safe now. You are in control. The seventh step of building a healthy life is the daily practice of returning to this safety. In these final hours of the day, as the light begins to pull back from the horizon, we enter the most critical phase of our routine. This is step 7 in its highest form, the ritual of the evening transition. Why is it that we often feel the most desperate for comfort when the sun goes down? It is because the day's armor is coming off, and for many, that feels like a vulnerability we aren't ready to face. But what if you saw this as the most potent time for your metabolism to find its rhythm? The urgency here is not one of panic, but of preparation. When you choose to close your kitchen 2 to 3 hours before you lay your head down, you are giving your liver a chance to focus on detoxification rather than digestion. Have you ever considered that when you eat late at night, your body has to choose between cleaning your blood and processing that snack? It will always choose the snack, leaving the cleaning for another day, a day that often never comes. This is how the weight of the past accumulates, not just in your mind, but in your tissues. Take a deep, slow breath and feel the truth of that. This isn't about being good or bad. It's about being kind to your internal organs. They have worked so hard for you today. They have filtered every breath, pumped every drop of blood, and fired every neuron. Do they not deserve a period of stillness? This is where your healthy affirms itself. You are not a victim of your cravings. You are the guardian of your temple. If you feel a sense of longing for something sweet or salty in the late hours, ask yourself, what am I actually seeking to fill? Often, it is a longing for a sense of completion. You can find that completion in the simple act of a warm, salt-infused bath or the quiet reading of a book that feeds your soul. This is the pattern interrupt that saves your tomorrow. By choosing a non-food ritual, you are breaking the chemical chains of emotional dependency. You are teaching your brain that peace is something you generate from within, not something you swallow. As we move toward the conclusion of this journey together, I want you to realize that you have already begun to change. The very fact that you are still here, listening, reflecting, and feeling, means that the old patterns are losing their grip. You are no longer the person who mindlessly follows the dictates of a diet industry that profits from your failure. You are becoming a person of discernment. This is why it is so vital to share this light with others. If this message has touched a place in you that felt forgotten, please like this video. It is a small gesture that ripples out across the digital landscape, reaching someone else who is currently sitting in the dark, feeling hopeless. When you subscribe, you are joining a movement of people who choose vitality over vanity. We are here to get the best out of every day, not just the days when the scale moves in the direction we want. Consider the miracle of your breath for a moment, the one thing you didn't have to earn today. It was given to you freely. Your health is the same. It is your natural state. The 7 steps we have walked through, from the first hour of light to the architecture of your plate, the movement of your blood, the sanctuary of your sleep, the redefinition of rewards, the grounding of your senses, and the intentionality of your pauses, these are not rules. They are the edges of a path that leads back to your true self. Do you feel the tension leaving your jaw? Do you feel the urgency of your spirit to live fully? This is what it feels like to be spiritually grounded in your physical body. What would happen if you stopped waiting for the perfect version of yourself to appear and started loving the one who is breathing right now? That is the secret weight loss trigger that no one talks about. When the body feels loved, it lets go. When it feels hunted, it holds on. You are no longer the hunter or the hunted. You are the caretaker. Every time you choose a whole, living food over a dead, processed one, you are casting a vote for your future. Every time you choose to walk for 10 minutes instead of scrolling for 60, you are investing in your longevity. These small, daily routines are the bricks that build a life of health and joy. As you go forward into your day or your night, carry this sense of expectation with you. Expect to feel better. Expect to have more energy. Expect to look in the mirror and see a friend. This journey does not end when the video stops. It begins every time you make a choice that honors your life. You have the power to make the most of every hour. You are heard, you are understood, and you are capable. I'm so grateful to be on this path with you. Would you like me to create a personalized morning checklist based on these 7 steps to help you start your first day of this new life tomorrow? The shadows of the day are lengthening, and as we stand together at the threshold of this transformation, I want you to feel the profound shift that has already occurred within the quiet chambers of your heart. You came here seeking a way to shed physical weight, but you are leaving with something far more precious. The realization that you are the master of your own internal climate. The 7 steps we have woven together are not a temporary bridge to a smaller version of yourself. They are the permanent foundation of a life lived in high resolution. Do you feel that slight lightness in your chest? That is the weight of desperation being replaced by the anchor of purpose. You no longer need to run from your hunger or hide from your reflection, for you have the tools to meet every sensation with grace and every challenge with a grounded spirit. This is the moment where the teaching becomes your living truth. Every morning that you choose the clarity of water over the fog of habit, every afternoon you choose the rhythm of movement over the stillness of stagnation, and every evening you choose the sanctuary of rest over the noise of consumption, you are performing a sacred act of reclamation. You are telling the universe that you are ready to receive the vitality that is your birthright. Why would you ever settle for the crumbs of a starvation diet when you can feast on the abundance of a nourished life? The urgency you may feel now is not the frantic heartbeat of a person who is afraid of failing, but the steady pulse of a soul that has finally decided to succeed. You have found the path, and more importantly, you have found the strength to walk it. Before you step away from this space and back into the flow of your day, I want to remind you that you are not walking alone. We are a collective of souls who have decided that enough is enough. Enough of the shame, enough of the deprivation, and enough of the lies that say we are not enough as we are. If you have felt a spark of hope ignite during our time together, please anchor that feeling by liking this video. It is a simple way to honor the progress you've made in your mind today. Share this message with someone you love who is still trapped in the cycle of extreme dieting. Be the light that shows them a gentler way. And if you are ready to commit to this journey of getting the best out of every single day, subscribe to this channel. By doing so, you ensure that this voice of encouragement remains a constant companion on your road to total well-being. As you move forward, remember that a healthy life is built in the small, quiet moments that no one else sees. It is built in the breath you take before a meal and the kindness you show yourself when you stumble. You are heard. You are deeply understood. And you are far more powerful than you have ever been led to believe. The weight you wish to lose was never just about the body, it was the heaviness of believing you had to be perfect to be worthy. Today you are worthy exactly as you are, and that worthiness is the very thing that will carry you to your goals. Go now and live this truth. Make the most of every hour, cherish the vessel that carries you, and know that the best version of your life is not waiting for you in the future. It is beginning right here, in this very second. To help you translate these spiritual and biological truths into immediate action, I have crafted a 7-day blueprint. This is not a list of restrictions but a schedule of nourishment. It is designed to harmonize your internal clock, stabilize your blood sugar, and keep your spirit grounded. The daily foundation, the sun sync routine. Before we look at the specific days, remember your first hour of light ritual. Hydration, 16 ounces of room temperature water with a squeeze of fresh lemon. Light, step outside or sit by a window for 10 minutes to set your circadian rhythm. Stillness, 3 minutes of focusing on your intention for the day. The pattern interrupt movement plan. Days 1, 3, 5, 20 minutes of circulation of joy. A brisk walk in nature, focusing on the sensation of air on your skin. Days 2, 4, 6, 15 minutes of honoring the limbs, gentle stretching or yoga, focusing on releasing the tension in your hips and shoulders. Day 7, total rest, a long salt-infused bath and light restorative movement O&L. Why? Evening sanctuary ritual, every night. 9 p.m., turn off all blue light screens, phones/TVs. 9:15 p.m., sip a cup of warm chamomile or ginger tea. 9:30 p.m., journal one thing you are grateful for about your body today. 10 p.m., sleep in a cool, dark room to allow for metabolic repi. As you embark on this first week, remember, you are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to be present. If you miss a step, do not fall into the old trap of guilt. Simply return to the next step with love. If this plan feels like the support you've been waiting for, please like this video to keep this energy flowing and subscribe so we can check in on your progress next week.